Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Denial Esports find themselves up 1-0 over Enemy Esports. DM, that first game, what are your thoughts?
Hello? There we go. Everything kind of worked out to be the way everyone expected. I mean, Denial kind of ran through them in the way that a team of that caliber probably should have. SPL or not, Enemy seems to be a bit outclassed. They have 2 games to prove that they're not, however. But if they lose this one, it's pretty much curtains for their LAN invite.
Yeah, so right now they said at an 0-2 record, but the big thing here that we got to be talking about here is the duo lane, right?
Oh, yeah.
It is the Hunter comparison. Madman Mark versus Bronx Bomber. Both of these guys we speak so highly of, right? You can see the GPM, about, 36 difference, but KDA still favors Madman Mark too.
Mark, this guy, I harped on him in the first game. This guy is Denial's ticket to lands. This guy is his
the golden ticket
to the possible world championship future. Madman Mark is the key, and they must protect him in team fights. It's kind of like Season 0, before the launch tournament, where Lassus was the key. Every team needs to recognize that they have to kill Mark. Mark is the one that's making the plays right now.
It's just going to be very, very tough because, you have such veterans on this team as well. You have the best. You have mace to the face. You got to kill these guys, but with the best grabbing another frontliner like Tyr,
right?
It just gives them more appeal. So it's going to be very, very hard. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to hop into picks and bans for this game number 2. Enemy Esports, their LAN lives are on the line here. They have to win this.
And with that first option going to Denial, it looks like Enemy has chosen second pick here. I expect that there will be a Sylvanus ban. Despite the fact that, I think Madman kind of outplayed a little bit, Sylvanus is still a big amount of trouble in that lane. And with that, Enemy must use, in my opinion, their second ban to stop Sylvanus from coming out. Denial Esports looking for their second ban here. It's going to be Bastet.
Wow.
Now, I don't think Awesome had a huge amount of pressure. He leveled up pretty quickly, but he died a lot. And with that, they're still going to hit him twice, taking 2 major assassins off the table. With that, we should really see Awesome finally play a mage or a warrior here, something a little bit more suited to the lane. And with that, Enemy, one more ban. It's got to be Sylvanus.
It should be. Isis gets taken out as well. They don't want to deal with that at all, which is interesting because Takedi is known for his Isis play as well.
That's right. Takedi, a much smaller god pool than Mace to the face, but Isis and Janus seem to be kind of his go-to. Agni is there as well. Thor getting banned out, with Bastet leaving Athena and Sylvanus still on the table as your major pickups for this matchup.
Now waiting for it, option 1 here over to Denial. I would assume it's going to be Athena. She brings so much to the team, but also Sylvanus as well for Shadow Q. No reason not to. So grab Sylvanus. Now option over to Enemy Esports. This is where they should...
Anhur.
Oh, yeah.
It's got to be Anhur.
Yep.
There's no reason not to. He does very well against Sylvanus. Wins every other Hunter matchup. This will be a really good chance for Enemy to get themselves on the board. And with that, Arachne also made it through, a character that Soulshiner absolutely loves that has been banned out a few times as well. Both Xing and Soul really enjoy this character because she has more of a solo mentality kind of style of play. Can function very, very well in the early game where both Soulshiner and Xing really fare their strongest. And with that, I assume we'll see an Arachne pick here.
So I'm waiting for the option here. Arachne would be really good. Just looking at it overall, Denial Esports, we didn't really see them have their backs against the wall at all in that last matchup. But, I mean, if you can slither in a sneaky Arachne in there, you can really just decapitate a team.
It's going to have to be next option going to Denial in just a few seconds here. Now remember, they're going to already have their support on the board, meaning they're looking for mid, they're looking for solo, they're looking for jungle and hunter.
Yeah.
With that, I would assume they're going to take their mid here for Mace. Agni's still on the table. Poseidon, Janus, Scylla, I think, are most notable.
Also, Serqet is free.
Oh, that's very true.
Serqet is freed up throughout the picks and bans here, so we might see the Serqet get picked up, which Serqet on Xing, I don't know if we've seen it, but there's not a single jungler in the competitive level who doesn't have a Serqet.
It's true.
But which is really okay. So this is going to be completely off topic, but when Gars first locked in Serqet, I was, oh my God, Gars with Serqet, right? It's a jungler's dream come true. Not as big as I thought it was going to be.
I think what it came down to is when she was played, I still believe 100% that she is the best character in the game. But he wasn't getting any practice with the character at a very high level. So it winds up not being strong. With that, she doesn't do well. So people start not favoring her as much.
Yeah.
Everyone starts playing her a lot as a result because Bastet and Thor are getting banned. So everyone's really gaining a lot of affinity with the character. Serqet and Agni do get locked in the jungle, and of course Mace to the Face getting one of his stronger gods as well. Option over to enemy. Well, they will likely lock in Athena instantaneously. I mean, she's still on the board.
Oh,
no.
yeah.
Okay, that's a Poseidon.
Who has been banned so much today. Poseidon won probably top 3 favorite gods in this game.
Okay.
For sure. But his early rotations, and seeing since there's so much pressure on mid Harpies and early Gold Furies, at the 6 to 10 level mark in the game, Poseidon is so strong.
Well, Poseidon gets picked up at risk of Athena. Athena does go to the wayside as you see her getting banned out by Denial Esports. They choose actually on the enemy side to ban out Cupid, a shot to Madman Mark there, where they're looking for 2 more picks. It's likely we'll see the solo lane pick last. Support will grab Geb.
Wow. Haven't seen a lot of Geb. And
No.
based on how we saw Bacchus perform today, almost shocking
Bacchus.
we didn't see Bacchus, yeah.
Geb has not had a strong season 2. The lack of Midas boots has really delayed what makes him strong, and that's his mid-game and late game are incredible with Stone Shield when he has items. He needs things like Sovereignty. He needs his movement speed online, and it's been very hard for Geb to get that without getting early kills. Anhur might be able to remedy that, but so far with Sylvanus on the board, it's going to be very hard for them to deal.
Ooh, the Ullr.
Yeah.
So Ullr brings a lot into the duo lane here, and especially mixed with Sylvanus, he's going to have great peel. So the setup from this team is going to be quite simple. Blink in from Sylvanus, Agni Bomb, Ullr and Big Baby just wreaking havoc.
With that, Vamana getting picked up doesn't really have any counter matchups. I mean, he kind of like just 5/5s across the board and then, tends to get pretty big. Shield of the Underworld has like completely changed almost everyone's outlook on this character in Season 2. And with that, Awesome to the Max actually going to choose to go back into an Assassin. This, to me, is showing a little bit of weakness in Godpool as he chooses to go into a matchup that is drastically not in his favor.
Naja.
Now, I don't mind Nasha solo. I played a fair amount. Generally speaking, what you're going to see is he's going to be attacking the air using the 4th hit of the chain, right? Yeah, she. It's a girl. He'll be attacking the 4th hit of the chain on the creeps to make sure that he's going to push as hard as possible.
Yeah.
Right? And then use the ring afterwards to try to get as much as he can in terms of push before Vamana's just going to clear the way for free. The issue is that there's no kill potential here. If Vamana stays even with Nasha, Vamana wins the lane. I mean, that's just a guarantee. If Vamana stays even with Nasha, he wins the end game. There's nothing really Nasha can do aside from invade and get an early kill. And if they don't, this is going to be a pretty free win for Best.
Unless the entire thought process behind grabbing Naja is for early rotations and just full-blown ganks, but even still, she doesn't.
Have we seen Awesome rotate, really? I mean,
No.
He's getting out-rotated by Tyr a lot in the last game, and he was Bastet. That's a quick character.
Yeah.
Great mobility. Not only does she have a jump that allows you to jump back, but the 4-second window in between those 2 points gives you 25% bonus movement speed.
Mm-hmm. It's big. So, taking a look at Denial Esports strategy here. The Best, I'm going to go ahead and drop a ward under the speed buff. He's going to gather a lot of information from this. Main thing he's gathering is, hey, they're not there.
Right.
Where are they? And then as soon as they rotate over there, they'll say, okay, guys, there's no chance of an invade. Let's go ahead. We'll be fine. Grab your buffs. Go into lane.
Denial strangely and uncharacteristically will choose not to go into the enemy jungle. It looks like we have a timeout coming here from enemy Esports. I think they're just getting situated here. With that, you'll note that we're going to have a meta start. Again, no invade coming out from Denial. Enemy Esports going to do their best to just run through this as quick as possible. Their clear should be a little bit better.
Yeah, we don't see a lot of deviation from the meta. Ever.
No.
Really. It's normally, okay, this is what works. All right, that's it. Yeah, the only thing that was different was that we saw last game was Denial just kind of got lucky to get that pick off the beginning. Which that's standard is a 5-man grouping running around the jungle.
So interesting here, Nasha has chosen Hand of the Gods, going to delay his early game a little bit, and Shing has chosen not to go to the solo lane, leaving Best to his devices, going to take his level 2 self over, and he will hit the Cobra's Kiss, hit the Deathbane, and get the passive. He doesn't find the kill, but he takes about 60% of Takati's health along with his rotation.
Arachne forced to rotate out as well.
She can't get in.
Yeah, no way she can. Not without taking an absurd amount of damage from the archers. So Wave's going to go ahead and get shoved here. Shing switching it up. I actually really like this. Now you're going to leave Solo Lane and Solo Lane Island, and the reason why is because Vamana has such a huge advantage over Nasha.
Right now, I would say this is the only time Nasha's going to have a chance to outclear him, as you can see him go through. But once they get to like level 6, Vamana's just going to go, hey, Armored Umbrella, hey, and just clear the wave, right? That's what he does.
Which, Vamana, everyone always asks me who they should start off playing, and I just go, oh, Vamana, just build Sprint 3. Right?
You'll get a good understanding of how to get in and get out.
For sure. Yeah. So, taking a look here, Anhur now making his debut in North America. He was banned out in the first game. Second game, able to make it through.
Madman Mark seems to just be outplaying Bronx Bombers. Given that as well, Mackie just doesn't have very good clear. You know, Geb not known for his ability to push the wave very safely.
Nope. So Madman Mark definitely has that advantage with him as well. So that matchup will be interesting to see how it kind of works. He's looking for the stun, isn't able to find it. It would have been stun shielded away anyways.
Awesome's down. Wow, that was a big kill. Right there, Best baited him so hard. There was, you know, and you see the health getting low.
I didn't even see that. I was watching dueling.
I mean, you could have seen his health getting low and thinking, oh my god, Awesome's going to get that kill. There was no point in which he had that kill guaranteed. That was in control of the Best the entire time, thanks to the archers. And the final 2 bow shots are actually what wind up taking it down. The arrows bring down first blood, and that's going to give it to a Vamana against a Nasha. If there was a premise for a horror story in Smite, that would be up there.
Yeah, for sure. And now, this is almost exactly textbook what we saw in the European matchup with Azalea as well. You get 1 kill early on Vamana, he goes back, he gets sprint 2, maybe, if he wants to, or he starts building more damage, and then there's no peeling him. Arachne's going to go on it, Serqet's going to go ahead and jump away, looking for those mid-harpies that they were able to take outright, but Mace to the face wasn't able to soak up any of that.
Shing could be in some trouble here, taken into the sky with the Windfire wheels. He's going to get slammed back down, but he is very low in health, but extremely, extremely quick, as you see him escape with Serqet. And not even just barely, that was a decent escape. 5 seconds before Sash is coming up with the ring going down, there really isn't much pressure. There's no reason for him to continue this, and a botched rotation.
Whew. Well, guys, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the first blood since we were chilling in the duo lane. Look at this.
Watch my man Best here. You're going to see at a point where he's going to get low in this engagement. It's going to look like Nasha has this in control, but Best doesn't falter. He recognizes what he has to do. Watch him. Even moves forward, moves back, continues fighting, and then the archers turn it around. There was never a point in which he was actually going to fall there without an ultimate being up. Cleans up first blood, easily gives his team the lead.
Now jumping back into real time here. Best looking at Awesome to the max. You could just see Umbrella Ring just waiting. Awesome to the max taking an absurd amount of damage from the archers. As we go ahead and switch over into the long lane, Madman Mark looking down Bronx Bomber. We saw Bronx have a hell of a performance on Ullr versus Cloud9.
Yeah.
He finds himself on Anhur, who got a hell of a buff.
No, I think Anhur maybe doesn't fit Bronx Bomber's style as much. He usually is looking for very high attack speed, looking to outplay his opponent with quick movement. That's not really Anhur to me. Anhur is, I have a lot of burst damage, I like to be aggressive, I like to force you out of the lane, I like to be at almost the front of the team fight, comparatively to someone like Ullr or Cupid, who's kind of playing that support role from the back, baiting people, using quick movement with Flutter.
Oh, God, Shadowkew's in a lot of trouble. Poseidon comes in, Kraken hits, Bronx Bomber cleans it up.
That was a bit much.
And, yeah, a little bit overkill, but regardless, they're going to be rewarded with the jungle. Madman Mark looking down, forced out the Stone Shield as well. He's got teammates here finally. They're running through the Whirlpool. Will they have the damage to follow up to do it? Oh, no!
This
Quiet.
Madman Mark.
Take that in.
Madman Mark.
That was nuts.
He jumps with Glory Bound, stance switch immediately on the landing, and just chucks it over the wall, screaming Kobe the whole time.
I don't even know if that was Kobe. That was probably Jordan, man.
Oh, wow. All right.
That was Jordan.
All right.
That was gnarly. That was a no-looker, Brad.
It was pretty sick. and that's going to give them a decent lead. They lose a kill there. ShadowQ going drastically out of position there in a situation where he couldn't really with how many people were missing on the map. Granted, they used 3 ultimates for him. They used Cataclysm, we got the Desert Fury. I mean, there was a lot spent to try to take down the support, and Madman Mark able to answer it back with a very clean play right after.
Now the best actually goes over to Serqet, splits the experience here on the speed buff, which, and he'll get back in time. He only will lose 1 archer on this, so that's going to give him a slight lead, even more of a lead here. He finds himself 1-0. He finished Runeforged Hammer. Doesn't want to deal with any of Naja's nonsense.
You know, Nasha's been farming really, really well, though, despite the fact that he was behind early on. He's only about 3/4 of a level down, and realistically, it should be much farther, considering he is an assassin versus a warrior. Best in some trouble here. No, actually, Awesome choosing not to take him to the sky with Windfire Wheels. It looks like Best will use this just as a healing mechanism and will continue pressure in the lane.
Mace to the face, getting ready for these mid-harpies. They're up at 3 minutes. Enemy Esports is all over the right side. They're not over the left side, though. Mr. Mackey's going to be here. Denial has to be very, very careful. They could get pinched here. And Mace to the face is going to get sashed. Beads is forced out. Waiting for it. Here comes the ultimate from ShadowQ. That's big. And now
nice
the ring is here as well. Awesome to the max is going to get thrown in. Here comes the Kraken. The Kraken isn't able to hit, though, as Shing wisely gets out of there. The best rotates as well. Umbrella's going to barely miss. Oh, same with Nature's Grasp.
It's so hard sometimes to recognize when you need to use a 3-minute beads to get out of a slow or a cripple. But Shing beautifully activates it, dodges the Kraken, putting it on cooldown. Awesome to the max here. Might find a kill. Yeah, still has his ultimate available as well. Really playing well here at the 7-minute mark. You can see him getting a free kill there as Mace really overextended.
This is going to be Gold Fury. You can see enemy Esports wasting no time.
That's still available, though.
No. They're looking for Madman Mark. Taki's on him. He activated Trident. Madman Mark forced to kind of strafe. He's going to go for the aggressive kill.
Crazy?
Oh, no. I think he's just like, well, I'm going to die anyways, right? Screw it. And he gets
try to get something, right?
Yeah.
You
might as well. That's throwing the sniper off.
Yo, the archers were a little bit too strong. The minions as a whole, I mean, great usage of the map right there. Bronx Bombers, maybe not outplaying Madman Mark, but using enough of the map wisely to keep himself alive.
Yeah. Power Boots coming out here. Shoes of the Magi for Agni. Scrolling down the way, you can see Sylvanus starting to get ready towards that sovereignty. Serqet right on the mark here. She's got the mage. That'll be Jotun's first, and then from there, she'll go right into Deathbringer, the crit. Or actually, we have been seeing some deviations with Malice, though, as well.
That's right. Malice does do a decent amount of damage. Generally speaking, though, you want to have Deathbringer online as soon as possible.
Yeah. We haven't looked at the graphs. You know why? Because they're so close. Normally, we look at the graphs when they're not close. 905 is the experience difference.
Not a huge deal.
Yeah, it's up to 1,000 now. And then the gold difference is only 80. Madman Mark looking to aggress. Wasn't able to find anyone there, though, as his teammates probably called that one off. Meanwhile, Serqet's going to go ahead and rotate Vamana was all the way over at Gold Fury.
Oh, we call Thor Gars all the time.
That's true.
It happens.
It does happen.
Mid lane, Mace and Shing will move up against Soulshiner and Takadi, push the wave, and then back off. You can see the jungle on the left side is respawned and ready to go. Backcamp should be coming up in just a few seconds after the red, actually not blinking yet, so they might not have a perfect rotation here. But speaking of rotations, Soulshiner has decided to grace us with his presence.
And they're looking for it. Takadi saving it, and he activates Trident on the backside of that fight, as Madman Mark is just winning this boxing match outright.
Are they going for Gold Fury? I know. Why? Yeah, why the strange 3-man grouping here? I'm not sure what they're looking for just now. Left alone in the lane on the top side, you see Bronx Bombers facing down 2. ShadowQ splitting away some experience here. A little bit curious, just hitting level 8 now, finally catching up to Mackie.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Shing in the mid lane just going to go ahead and clear that one out. They're looking for the Harpies on the left side. If they get any information that they're backing, which I think they think they back, they're at halfway. The Gold Fury started up. Denial takes the Gold Fury at 9 minutes and 57 seconds.
Right now in the right lane, Awesome to the max and Best trying to play out. Neither of them ready to rotate here. As you see, enemy Esports is trying to play for the purple buff.
Yeah, they've really all ended it.
I
were
like
able
the
to
fact
get
that they let that go.
Yeah. And the best forced to ultimate yet again defensively there. Naja actually going toe-to-toe so far with Vamana.
Yeah, not too bad. The issue
best
is
as we could see.
The issue is that we're eventually going to get to the end game where Nasha is weak. I mean, it's always been that way. Nasha never really had, even when he was at his strongest, he never really had a great end game. Comparatively to Vamana, who's notably very weak at the first 4 levels, decent in mid, and then at level 20 becomes an unstoppable force.
Yeah.
Realistically, what it comes down to is the Season 2 switch from Season 1. In Season 1, everyone did the same thing with Nasha. You sash, you get the ult off. Now, you must be good enough to hit that ult raw. It is not an easy thing to do. It's 50% luck, most of the time. And that's going to be something that he's going to be faced with. If anybody gets beads, they're not going to be a target anymore. So I would really like to see Mace to the face pick up Magi's Blessing.
Yep.
Or, maybe an early beads 3, just to make sure that he's not going to be that target. Because Nasha can only really kill squishies.
Right side, Arachne, all up in the jungle of Denial Esports. They're not worried about it. Now, for some of us, or for some of the viewers actually, and myself included, how do you even build Nasha?
Generally speaking, he's very early crit. Oh, Takati, one more tick. Oh my god, he's still alive, just barely. Right side, Windfire Wheels is going to be good. Best getting very low here. Ring going to slow him down. Soulshiner's going to clean him up.
Yep, he didn't have the ultimate. He got forced out. He didn't come Serqet. Oh, that web, the endless web. The Mez is going to hit as well. The beads will hit. Still looking for it, unable to find it.
Oh, nice
Agni
dodge by
bomb,
Mackie.
barely missed.
Noxious Fumes completely dodged. Really smart pathing right there to juke back from Mr. Mackie. Of course, while it seems like an obvious decision from up here, playing down there when they're attacking you and you're at your tower line, not super easy call to make. Shin going to the back line, off the Wrath the tower, off. Awesome to the max, going to be picked off there. But so does Shadowq. They get the tower, but there could be trouble here. Shing, no ambush. Deathbane coming up now.
Yep, able to slither out of that one. She's a slippery one.
Uh-oh.
And here it comes. They're going to get knocked.
Be a kill.
That's big. That's going to be a kill.
Oh,
Soul might be in a lot of trouble.
16.
Mr. Mackie was there for the
16
stone
health.
He was going to have the stone shield, though. It's okay. He would have had like 1,000 at that point.
Shing in a lot of trouble as well. This tower is under some pressure. Mace forced back. Shadowq got picked off. Best is in the mid lane, and it looks like Mackie's just going to take his leave here. Left side, Madman Mark doing what Madman Mark does best, and that's win this lane. Already pushed the Hunter out himself. Does a lot of damage as well. Forces Takati on the rotation, and that's a big win because Best pushed the lane already, which is going to force another awkward rotation. They can't seem to catch up. They're always playing from behind enemy esports, whereas Denial's just controlling the pace the whole time.
Yep, taking a look at it. Poseidon choosing to go into Warlock Sash here. After that, probably will go for a little bit of penetration because he has to. So Poseidon with this early game, it's going to be tough to get that Warlock Sash kind of leveled all the way up here. Mr. Mackie, so it takes about half of his health, but he's still alive.
He has his poisons on him as well. Shing could try to aggress in. No, he's going to let that one go. With that, you can see that enemy esports, despite having a kill advantage, still losing in gold, although they are ahead in experience, thanks to the fact that Awesome to the Max has done a great job in this solo lane in a matchup that really shouldn't belong to him.
Mid lane still pushing out here. Shing's going to go ahead and clear it out. Madman Mark rotates on her. 1v1. Nope. They both look at each other. I wish Hunters would just fight all the time. Like solo laners, right? Could you imagine how hype that would be?
They can't. They'll just die. They're too squishy.
I know.
Shame.
Soulshiner.
Oh, big shot from Shing.
Oh, brilliant job by Agni. The follow-up's there. Geb Shield not enough. Kraken might be enough. Kraken takes out one. There's another one. Wow.
Where did they go? Shadowq, Mace completely out of position. There was no reason for Mace, who is a range character, to be as close to the support as he was. Shadowq using his ultimate to just try to take down an Arachne at level 14. Probably not the best use of the ultimate. And with that, Takati recognizes this fact and just blasts all three of them. Best now forced into a bad spot. Oh, we're not going to see the sash miss or hit. That was a big miss coming out there from Awesome to the Max, specifically because if he got that hit, there was almost a guaranteed kill. Now, while the Gold Fury is still down, that's a huge win. Or no, I'm sorry, has just come back up. That's going to be a big win. But can they take anything? As F-Dot would say, stuff after the stuff. Do you like my New York accent?
It was pretty mediocre.
Oh, come on, man. I watched Seinfeld.
Isn't it kind of annoying that none of them actually have
Not
access?
a single one, yeah.
Yeah, you would think they would. Like, you have, like, the cliche cab driver.
By the way, did you see the ring? That's my favorite part about Nasha, is if any player who thinks they're going to juke your stuff sits next to any static minion or a jungle camp or a Gold Fury, Fire Giant, Titan, what have you, ring bounces for days. And you're just going to take like 600 damage. You're going to get your protection shred. You're going to speed Nasha up to let him get in position better. Beautiful play from Awesome.
Yeah. So, Transcendence Online. What's the next thing he's looking for? Is he just going full crit?
I did not see the Transcendence coming. That is definitely not something you usually see. Generally speaking, on damage, you look for maybe early Heartseeker. He has spent a lot of time in gold investing into an item that's not going to be super, super strong. Usually, you're looking for things like Jotun's Wrath and Deathbringer. Cooldown's very, very important. Deathbringer crits actually activating on the Windfire wheel, which is his ult attacks in the air. So he's delaying that by quite a bit, but he is pretty far ahead. But he's looking more, it seems, for a ground game. He's looking for extra ring damage. He's looking for more sustainability. Realistically, he's just looking to chuck some rings.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord!
Yeah, he's in trouble here. Serqet's going to hit. Poison's on. Dead. This might be a tier 2 as well.
That was so big because they not only caught him, but Xing stopped him
Gold Fury
from ulting. Gold Fury going to be started. There is a 3v3 right now with Soulshiner finally rotating. They need to do something now. They have a major power play here before Xing gets over. They're going to lose their tier 2. If they don't make the play, they're going to lose.
Mace to the face, forced to beats out there. Soul now is going to see that they didn't go for it. Meanwhile, left side, 1v1 Hunter battle. Madman Mark in a lot of trouble. He's got oh my God, Sylvanus. Mr. Mackey now. Oh God, Madman Mark trying to life to the best he can.
He's alive.
Takiti still, look,
alive.
That jump. He's going to turn around and hit him with an axe.
Tidal Surge coming up, or it is up, and he doesn't want to send me. No, it can't kill. 2 seconds, 1 second. Here comes the Whirlpool.
Serqet, it doesn't matter. And Geb's going to be forced to be able
to
be the one to get it. Mr. Mackey is able to do it. Serqet jumps out.
But for how long did they have to chase that kill? Madman Mark stopping any chance of them going for the Gold Fury, even with Mace to the face dying. Bronx Bombers going down, but they are going to have a power play once again. You'll see Bronx Bombers coming up in 10. There should be a grouping here. They must take something after losing the tier 2. They have lost the gold difference entirely. 2,200 now in favor of Denial.
Very smart play coming out of the best to choose to not rotate, push the tier 2, and shove it all the way down. Now, when you look at it, dude, I mean, the best is a full item ahead every single person in the game. He's got Wingblade. He's got the Runeforge. Now Hide of the Urchin. This item, he's got to get the stacks on it, so we normally see it get built much earlier if we do see it. But the base stats alone are still very good, so you're going to see a lot of rotations out of him from this point moving forward.
Vamana is one of my favorite characters to watch because every single player will have a different build and a different play style. Right? He is the most dynamic character in the game. We just saw Azalea going to Executioner and almost full damage. Now we're seeing Best take a trip to Runeforge Hammer, Winged Blade, and now, of course, going into Hide of the Urchin. So a lot more tankiness. Whether he chooses to go into something like Executioner or Chins to finish it off, still hard to say. And he has chosen Hand of the Gods, which is going to, I guess, shrink the options that he's going to have for actives at endgame. Actives we're looking for, I would say Sprint, very big. Could be possible. Shield of the Underworld, still very strong. Makes the baby basically unkillable in big baby form.
For sure. Whirlpool comes down. The Best just going to kill some spiders. Just swatting them with his baseball bat. A little bit overkill if you ask me, but it's whatever. I hate spiders too.
Over the wall. Mace completely overshooting there. Will we see a Kraken? Is it up? Very strange. Takiti choosing not to try to go for the kill onto Best there. Perhaps might be the best option, as you do see Best still has his ultimate up, still sitting half health as well. Might have been a decent bait for them, and it looks like Takiti chooses a very patient play, which is not something we normally see.
Nope. Madman Bark rotating out here. They know. Serqet, meanwhile, in the mid lane, trying to aggress, unable to do so. She got some poison down on Takiti, but it just wasn't enough. Awesome to the max. Really can't fight. He's below half health, and now all eyes will turn to the Gold Fury. They waste no time. Denial says, it's ours. Let's do the thing.
I mean, why not? Mackey's going to go in super early. Cataclysm super early as well, only hitting one. Takiti rotates in, hasn't gotten the Kraken off just yet, is getting very low, will whiff as an attempt to keep himself alive. Alive stays the Gold Fury as well, but it looks like enemies on the outs here.
Yeah, Best chasing down one. Brock's Bomber now. In comes Big Baby. Mr. Mackey slamming down.
Awesome
he turns. Awesome to the max. Look at the health bar. just say bye. He's still alive somehow. Finally, he's going to be taken out. Now on the left side, you can see them. And the biggest thing right there is that Bronx Bomber actually impaled Serqet out of the Poseidon Kraken.
I mean, even if he didn't, we really have seen a death there. Shing's still sitting about 80% health.
Yeah.
Right, maybe. Would have been better than absolutely not, sure. But, I mean, so many things happened before that fight even started. Mackie only getting one hit on the Cataclysm. Austin to the max had to use his ultimate defensively before it started. He goes in trying to make an attempt at the Gold Fury, but Denial wasn't having it. They pick him off, and now Sight's turn to Bronx Bombers, who I don't think is getting away from this one.
So we might see Denial Esports actually just shove and just tank this Tier 1 tower, because why not? They could actually go all the way down as far as Tier 2 if they really wanted to. I mean, Mr. Mackey down for 20, Bronx Bomber 30. Also to the max will be spawning up here, and they're just going to go ahead and go back. They have so much money at this point. I mean, looking at the XP, 2,200, gold difference, 4,400.
And with that, all of enemies' hopes are starting to get crushed. They had a lead for a little while. They kind of gave it away. And now, I mean, we have a Poseidon who is starting to fall behind. While he's a higher level than Mace to the face right now, the rest of the team is just not afraid of that Kraken. He doesn't have enough damage online. 8,800 gold won't be enough to really contend. And given the fact that Agni's going to be able to do that damage and safely and more evenly, it's going to be very hard for Talkity to live up to this game.
The other thing, too, is that Height of the Urchin got 4 stacks already in just one fight, which is really going to help out the best. I mean, granted, yeah, you only gain +2 magical and +2 physical for each god kill or assist, but it still helps a lot. I mean, he's going to be at 10 stacks probably at the next Fire Giant.
Well, he got 4 right there.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a 4 for 0, Gold Fury for Tier 1. Huge trade there for a Denial. And, you know, you do have to factor in things like the stacks. I mean, that's another 8 to each protections that he just gained for what seems like very little work.
Yeah.
Light Blade coming out. Now, this could be Chins. This could be Executioner. Very unlikely to be Aussie, considering the circumstances. But he has opted to sprint, so no Shield of the Underworld here. Austin to the max, trying to do some damage, but he takes a huge amount himself. Now, things to notice here is that Deathbringer for Awesome is done, which means he does have potential for a pickoff. And it's going to be up to Talkity to follow that one up.
Deathbringer also online for Serqet.
Oh, wow. So, all right. So both major assassins utilizing that item are going to have it ready to go. So either one to get a big combo off might spell the victory in the team fight.
Yep, Shing looking, zoning him out. Clearing through the wave here. Best waiting for the teammates. Shing's on the right side. Soul finally has a Magi's Blessing. Shing looking for it. He wants also to the max. I guess they'll turn their sight on the Soul Shiner. Why not? Baby comes in. Baby forces him out. No ultimates used. The bait was good. In comes Cataclysm. In comes Gab. There's going to be one. Only hits Cataclysm on one, though, TM.
Oh, however, Shadow Q diving in deep a little bit early, not without his team, but they actually managed to absorb that quite quickly. Awesome to the max, actually going to get traded out there. I thought he was going to wind up getting a kill, but too little, too late. Madman going to take the Kraken there to the face. Will he be able to stay alive? Oh my God, he just jumped over the infinite web.
I know.
Are you even real? the reaction time on that is absurd. That is a very, very quick ability, and they knew exactly what Soul Shiner was going for. That's going to be a beautiful 3 for 0 with Kraken and Desert Fury also on cooldown, and the boys on Denial are going to work their way over towards the Fire Giant, where they should really see no contest.
Yeah, Enemy Esports had a lead, too. Let's not forget this. Enemy
right.
Esports was up. This was their game to lose, and right now, Denial Esports finally takes the driving seat. And it's really like, Vamana got 1 kill at the beginning. Cool. The Gold Fury fights, though, Enemy Esports just seems to be misclicking on it. But maybe that's more...
They don't have a front line.
Yeah, they don't have a front line, but maybe that's more showing how just great Agni is at those fights.
You know, for me, it's like you see Geb blink in, he hits someone or 2 people or 3 people with the Cataclysm, right? And then does a shockwave. And then after that, you're just like, all right, see you, Geb. Like, thanks for doing that, I guess. I'll see you later. And then you just walk past him. That's where your warrior or your healer mage or your tanky mage like Ra is going to come in and really keep things set, because he can stand in the front in that heal, pop an Aegis or a sprint and run around in circles, right? I mean, he could do a lot of work comparatively to Nasha, who is, you know, using his ult defensively a lot. Yeah. Or, you know, to Arachne, who is forced into the infinite web very early. And Denial's taking advantage of that. They know that once Geb's stuff on cooldown, they don't have a frontliner, and they're just picking off squishy after squishy after squishy. No trouble. They're making sure they're not stacking up after that one debacle. They don't want to take another 2 or 3 person Kraken. They send it at 1 person now, because that's all they're giving them the option for. Takati is just like, I don't have a big wing. All I have is maybe I can hit Madman with this, so I'm going to take it.
They pop Magi's already on Arachne. That's such a big win for them. They don't have to worry about it. Now ShadowQ can kind of grab. ShadowQ's just going to blink in. He's going to waste no time. Takati.
That's what you're looking for.
Wow. Mackie finally hitting multiple Cataclysm. Bronx Bomber trying to single him out. Desert Fury's out there. Madman Mark forced all the way out here as the 5-on-5. Meanwhile, the best, he doesn't care about anything, dude. He's just all the way in the back, chasing down kills, waiting on his teammates. And now finally the Phoenix will drop. Agni hits a big stun. The best gets another kill.
That's going to be a big win right there once again for Denial. Not only do they get the Phoenix plus a kill, but their Fire Giant is still up for 2 more minutes. That's a lifetime when you're on defense in this situation.
Yeah, this is a really, really big win for Denial. Finally, ShadowQ goes, okay, guys, I'll take it. Let's go ahead and push through this. They're not going to wait for the minions. They're so far behind. They're just going to tank it out. ShadowQ's so tanky, and now we're trying to see a counter push here. Enemy Esports, here's a Kraken, barely doing enough. He's going to get taken to the skies there. Madman Mark, the DPS is out for the time being.
Right there, Nasha not even able to pick off the carry. The squishiest person on the team still manages to live. He's going to use Lifesteal and Axe Dance to make sure he can continue fighting if his team needs him, with that best still sitting in the front line, playing the Warrior Vamana beautifully by sticking to his targets, burning down the Phoenix. And look at this! Madman's back with full health. Nasha be damned!
Yeah, but down goes Bronx. Gas pedal clicked.
God.
Finally, Takati now in a 1-on-1. Wow. Madman Mark. What do you say about this guy?
He's everywhere.
He doesn't go back. He stays in and fights with his team. He heals up. And now because of that, we're seeing them push the Phoenix at 27 minutes. Denial Esports waste no time.
Oh, wow. Mackie blinks in after sending a big wave out, but I think that's going to be it for him and possibly his land chances as Denial decimates in Game 2. Only 6 kills ahead, but they showed what they were working with.
They were down 10-5 at one point, and from that point on, Enemy Esports was only able to acquire 1 kill.
For 12.
1 for 12.
It was 10-5, then 10-9, then 10-12, then 10-13, and then boom, right up, finish the game with it. Beautiful play from Denial.
I mean, for me, there's so much to see throughout that entire game. But looking at the player damage, I mean, Mace to the Face did 17,000, and then the best did 19K. No, not surprising. I mean, solo laners, if you're a warrior, you pretty much have the most damage.
Madman Mark, beautiful play. ShadowQ with the blinks, pretty much 3 times saved his team, and pretty good. The aggression, a little bit weaker than the defense. Defense was on point. Best being able to hold the lane forever. Mace, beautiful damage from the back. But for me, player of the game, and I'm sure everyone agrees, it's got to be Shing. I mean, the dude was on top of everyone. 5-2-6, wasn't even a part of First Blood. Still maintaining a huge KDA, does a ton of damage, set up almost every single kill for his team that really mattered. Watch the way he plays this, man. He's unbelievable.
It's safe to say that at the beginning of the season, everyone's kind of like, oh, should he be going back into the jungle?
Yes.
And then now this is just the icing on the cake. I mean, he's done it all. This is his comfort zone, right? He gets to play these aggro assassins. Now, if he knew Season 2 meta would have been aggro assassins in the solo lane, he might have stayed on Eager. But I'm sure he's really happy right now.
I mean, he's got to be. I mean, right now, I think that puts him in 2nd place overall right now for North America.
Maybe? Well, anyways, ShadowQ is going to be on the line here. ShadowQ, are you there, buddy?
Yes, I am.
How are you doing, man?
I'm pretty good.
Things are looking good for you guys so far this season.
Oh yeah, we're super optimistic for how we're going to perform in the future. We're really happy with our performance so far, and it's just only going to get better.
Awesome.
All right, so you, Mace, Best kind of bring up the core of the team. You pick up Shing and Madman Mark. So tell us a little bit about you guys acquiring Shing and how you think he's doing just for your overall team composition and synergy.
You know, there's always going to be growing pains, but Shing's really just grown into the team a lot.
Is that a short joke? That's mean. He's fine.
But yeah, Shing seems to be fitting in really, really well so far. We're really happy with him so far, and you know, it's just been a really good pickup.
Now, let me ask you this question, more of a support question here. Bacchus got buffed recently here, but looking at the top two is kind of Athena versus Sylvanus. Obviously, your Sylvanus is insane. Why do you prioritize Sylvanus over Athena?
Yeah.
You know, Sylvanus' early game is just really important, and having just even one sustained character on a team is, I think, pretty core. You give up a lot when you don't have one, and being able to get that on a support role is just, it frees up other picks for other roles. So it's really just helping the team a lot to get Sylvanus.
Cool. Now, do you see yourself practicing Bacchus a lot after what we saw in the European matches today?
Oh yeah, I'm just pretty much going to play everything and practice everything, but I think I will play a little bit more Bacchus. That said, the buff wasn't too big. Might be enough to warrant him if maybe some supports are banned, but yeah, I'll definitely be playing him a little bit.
That's an unpopular opinion. A lot of Europeans are even saying that he might be even with Athena. And these are talking about pros here. So ShadowQ, who I personally believe is the best Sylvanus, goes in the opposite direction. So there's a pretty strong dynamic between EU and NA right now in pretty much all picks. So we're kind of separating even further, which is going to make the LAN very interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be big. ShadowQ, so I've always kind of wondered this. Do you have a preference as to what Hunter Madman Mark uses? Or are you just like, look, man, you're killing with everyone, dude, just to have at it?
Yeah, Mark pretty much owns on anyone he plays. It's more comp dependent and who just so happens to be flavor of the month, but anyone he wants to play. If he told me just one day, you know what, I'm gonna play Naja ADC, I'd just be like, go for it, Mark.
So you heard it next
opposite.
week. Next week.
Oh yeah, next week, confirmed.
Naja ADC, confirmed. Landing into a Sylvanus ult, like, oh god, level 5, please.
Yeah, it's tough, right?
I'm not trying to deal with that.
It's really
now
tough.
it's going to be in my rank games.
Yeah. ShadowQ, before we let you go, do you have any shout-outs, comments? Where can people find you on social media, stuff like that?
You can find me at twitter.com/ShadowQ Smite. And shout out to our coach, Rushed. He's been like the biggest help to us through before SPL and through SPL. He's just the best coach in the world by far.
Rushed is my man. Rush was like the, maybe not inventor of the solo lane, but this was like the first guy that people looked to like, wow, look what he's doing with these warriors, and like he's doing all this other crazy stuff. Like Rush is the king, man.
Huh. Interesting. All right, well, thank you very much, ShadowQ. We look forward to seeing your matches next weekend. Guys, make sure you're checking out his YouTube content as well. He's getting on the grind. He's starting to get up there. He's starting to do the things and really starting to pave a way here for North America. DM, North America, that concludes our Thursday night Smite.
Indeed.
But looking at this weekend.
Let's take a look at the standings first.
But before we get
Let's take a look at the standings before we get to the schedule. Hey, all right. So with that, Denial puts themselves up to 2-1, putting them second place overall. But we do have 2 more matches this week as well.
Yeah. So looking at it here, TSM finds himself at 1-1. Same with Cloud9. Yeah. Both will be playing this weekend. TSM will be going against AFK, who used to be known as Eminem, and now they find themselves with a much easier team name. So this for me will paint the picture.
Yeah, this is make or break.
Yeah, TSM MM
yeah,
or
yeah.
AFK rather.
Yeah, this is like the key matchup for the rest of the season. If somehow MM can, or rather AFK can take them down this weekend and really force the upset, that will pretty much lock them.
Yeah, TSM needs that lock over AFK. And regardless, this is week 3. Things start to get a little bit crazy here. So Saturday, Fnatic Team Dig, Team Solo Mid versus AFK. Sunday, Titan taking on upcoming Stars. And then Cloud9 versus Cognitive Gaming. Cloud9 used to be called Cognitive Prime, going against their former brand. Should be interesting. They probably want to slap them around a bit, or at least try to go out there with that mentality, right?
Cloud9 needs a big win. I mean, they have to get this week to put themselves into contention. If they lose this, Cognitive's going to be in a good spot. But for me, it's about Saturday. We got to see AFK Gaming, Incon and the boys going up against Team Solo Mid. I mean, DVLs and Cyclone, though?
Who you taking?
I'm not touching that one.
Yeah, no. You got to. That's what
I'm not touching that one.
I'm gonna say Divios stalls lane.
Really?
I'm saying Divios.
You think Cyclone's going to get aggressive? Maybe even over-aggressive? You know,
aggro assassin seems to be what Divios can't handle. So.
It's going to be the junglers that separate it. It's going to be Weaken and Gars, and they're going to set the pace.
My man. Well, that's going to do it here for Thursday Night
Can't
Smite. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in. Remember, follow us on Twitter at Smite Pro. Other than that, take it easy.
when I see you.